on appealing should be at least, if not 19 days, 90 days, it should be what? 21 days, which is 3 weeks. Omotosho does not know law. Omotosho is ignorant of law. An illiterate presiding over such case, a case of that kind of magnanimity. Omotosho is not qualified to preside over it.
Your take as regards
my take is that this kind of postponement is a procrastinating practice. I don't know what to understand. To delay, to deceive, to play on the brain intelligence of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal counsel. But actually, I know that his lawyers know the game. They know the game that Omotosho is playing. They are not supposed to waste time on appealing. Appealing should be at least, if not 19 days, 90 days, it should be what? 21 days, which is 3 weeks. 90 days, which is 3 months. Okay, why using this kind of tactics? Shifting this case to 27th January 2026 amounted to another infringement of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's fundamental rights. It is uncalled for. Government of the day is bent on conceit and lies. They sit and lie. They are bent on deception. Why programming it until January again, 2026? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is from womb of a woman. Omotosho, I'm very sorry for you. You are cursed now and forevermore. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, with a serious heaved sigh, that now and forevermore, you and your children are cursed for at least using a case, a law that does not exist or embed on Nigerian constitution against an innocent man, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. See, let me tell you, Tinubu is using. I'm telling you, Tinubu is the one writing scripts read by Omotosho. If you listen to the final day judgment when Kanu was jailed, the judges, in collaboration with Omotosho, are reading scripts. They are not adjudicating as experienced lawyers or judges, but they are reading from what was written for them by Bayo Ononoga, by Gbajabiamila, Dele Alake, and all the components of the current cabals across Asorok, office of Asorok. They are the one that actually wrote the script and handed it over to the Chief Justice. That's why I'm always, not ashamed of saying that Omotosho is a rubber stamp, judge employed to perfect this illegal work. But all, of course, I know that Kanu is going to court to sue federal government of Nigeria for infringement on his fundamental rights. The person that should decide where someone culpable of any crime should serve is not the Chief Justice. He doesn't have that kind of immunity clause. He doesn't enjoy that kind of authority to give order where they should transfer Kanu to. It is outside Nigerian law. Omotosho does not know law. Omotosho is ignorant of law. An illiterate presiding over such case, a case of that kind of magnanimity. Omotosho is not qualified to preside over it. Omotosho is a man that stole someone's project in the library. He did not sit for exam. He's not a good lawyer. He doesn't know where the law is gazetted in Nigerian constitution. Had he been, he actually knows. He would have referred Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to it. Paragraph so, section so, number so. Show him where it is in the constitution. Nothing. Yorubas are bent on bragging that they know too much. They went to school. They are intellectuals. On the front pages of newspaper, they will be writing all manners of jargons. I have many references to make on this man and his tantrums. Fani Kayode writing all manners of rubbish as if he is the best historian we have in Nigeria. All these are copy. Listen, copy. Omotosho could not fathom where the law is written in Nigeria constitution, yet he's making noise in the court, reading scripts, rehearsal, written by Asorok, office of the presidency. Kanu is a better lawyer than them all.
Well, the other day we saw U.S. Congress discuss about Nnamdi Kanu's ordeal, and we know that for a fact they are currently here in Nigeria presently, and even to the fact that they said one of the they will help Nigeria, combat this insecurity. And one of the clause, one of the offer that they gave to Nigeria was that what that the likes of Sunday Jackson, who was killed, and he killed if he wrestled with a Fulani.
Impunity is going all over Nigeria. Fulani has destroyed Nigeria. Fulani has conquered Nigeria. Sunday Jackson is from the axis of Adamawa. Adamawa, the former Gongola state, working in his farmland. A Fulani Jew bush idiot attacked him in his farm, trying to kill him. He was actually demised, if not that he overpowered the Fulani, a Keik Katuriara, who wanted to kill him. He subdued him and killed him instead. Nigeria bent rubber stamp judiciary still is having it right, thinking it is right to condemn someone that acted in self-defense. They don't know law. They bent the law because Fulani is in charge. Sunday Jackson is supposed to be freed.
But
He killed somebody that wanted to kill him.
Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Jackson should be set free. Congress be telling NSA today that these two persons are innocent of what people are charged. Can they tell them? And do you think that the government will listen to them?
I think, provided they have made the pronouncement, Nuhu Ribadu has taken, the instruction from USA. Are you not listening to me?
Yeah.
Provided they have pronounced it, they've read it out, Nuhu Ribadu has taken it. It is part of reasons why there is no security in Nigeria. Because from the axis of Macham tribe in Adamawa, where Sunday Johnson comes from, they are all Christians in former Gongola state. From the axis of southeastern Nigeria, from where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes from, they are 99.999% Christians. And these two regions are not happy because the law is being bent because of the Fulani Janjaweeds. Nnamdi Kanu is acting on what? Out of his own knowledge. He wants to set free his people that have been marginalized, persecuted since 55 years ago. He was doing the right thing. Tinubu administration and what do you call this Nigerian president that was the worst illiterate we have in the history, Muhammad Buhari. They bring him down to the level of kidnapping him from Nairobi, Kenya, paying Kenya over $10 million to bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into this contraption, so illegally. And now you see what is happening to Sunday Jackson. So it can have that kind of, let me say, impetus to cause insecurity in Nigeria. There is no security again. Everybody in Nigeria is annoyed with the current administration of Tinubu. Tinubu is not doing the right thing. The economy is in shambles. If you speak, Tinubu will go after you. He will send the SS. So that's why you see East boiling, Northeast boiling, everywhere boiling in Nigeria. No security, no good governance. Every members of the government department are what? Incompetent. Quackery is going on everywhere. The lawmakers, they don't know the law. They are just there to make law for their pockets and their various offshore accounts in Europe, Southern Africa, and UAE. That is where they are making their law. Because each and every day that comes and goes, they launder money into their various offshore accounts in Europe, UAE, ABSA, South Africa, and so on and so forth. Nigerians are not benefiting anything from the session they are having at the upper legislative chambers. They are there just having sessions for their families, for their gains and selfish interests. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just languishing in jail for nothing. An appeal could only be highest 90 days or 21 days, 3 weeks. Today they have extended it to 26th January 2026. J.Omotosho, Ewu Awusa, J.Omotosho, Ewu Awusa. Make sure that you have it right in your skull. That causes nemesis that is coming after you. You are the one that cause it for your children, up to 120 generations. You are going to suffer it.
I believe that one day the American government will ask questions. One day the Nigerian government, the judiciary, will answer questions on what transpired, because the law that was used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's no longer in existence. So the Southeast politicians who are lying, they are the one championing political solution, doing all manner of things to make sure that they're able to trap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a corner. But God that sent him, the Chukwu Abiyama that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will not put him to shame. But let me just state it very clearly on the development right there in Sokoto prison, that have suddenly become a make-up point, and therefore triggering a form of security issues within where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being held in Sokoto prison. A lot of crowd, we don't know who is who and all that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is relatively not really comfortable with the kind of people flooding the Sokoto prison just to have a handshake or a talk show or whatever, seeing him. Some are even agitating to see him. There's a lot of queue there, a lot of things that are playing out. There's massive heavy security. A lot of people want to get to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I think it has triggered some questioning over the safety of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continuous staying in Sokoto prison. And in that regard, well, of course, there was a court sitting today for a lot of people who do not know what is going on in Abuja currently now. Before now, the Nnamdi Kanu's brother filed a motion which was adjourned to today. And today, there was a push and an application in the court to grant an expected order allowing a certain court to take decision based on expected order that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be moved from Sokoto to somewhere within Abuja Aziz in continuation of his appeal, applications and the rest of them. Recently, Mazi Nnamdi has come out to say that because of the flooding of different people, Hausas, Yorubas, people, within that vicinity, everybody want to get to him, that he doesn't know who is who. And yes, there was security for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but I think, he said not actually that, that he knows that that place is very flooded, and he has sensed some level of, infiltration or in terms of challenging his personal security. And in that regard, there was need for the team to report back to Omotosho and challenge that process of trying to get an expected order. What expected order means in legal terms means the power of the court to grant the party jurisdiction or judgment without involving other parties like the federal government and the whatever that's involved. Let it be the decision of the court. But in response to that, well, Omotosho felt otherwise, adjourned the case. But what he's trying to say is that there's a motion on notice. That motion on notice, he couldn't be able to pass judgment based on that. That there should be a written, analysis, on the report so far that will be served to all the parties before he will now take a decision how to relocate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kuje, from Sokoto prison to maybe within Abuja Axis. Anything within Abuja Axis, Nasarawa, might not be too okay for Mazi Nnamdi to continue to pursue his appeal applications, file his appeal applications and all that, and possibly sit down and be able to outline how he is going to get to a lawyer. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's appearance in the court today, was not upheld by Justice Omotosho's court, which is the Federal High Court, Abuja. That is the development for now. So what this signals is that since the case has been adjourned, then all other parties that are involved, including the federal government, the DSS, the police, whatever, have to be put on notice, and that's the motion on notice, after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has filed an expected order, telling the court to immediately pronounce that he should be moved to Abuja. And unfortunately, that didn't happen. Omotosho is still insisting that he has to get the federal government or put the federal government and other parties involved on notice. Pending when that is being carried out, that is when the appeal process is going to start. Possibly, it has to. One might also have no option than to accept the appeal, of Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. But for what we're hearing about the state of this Omotosho, currently now, we nobody know whether he was actually represented in court or he was present in the court. But what we are hearing, according to the news that's making waves, all is not well. All is not well. We are hearing that he been hospitalized somewhere in Dubai. We don't know how that story is, whether it is true or not, but it has been reported on several platforms that people are saying it was the cause Mazin Nnamdi Kanu actually placed out there that is all triggering his health challenges. And Alanda, he's not talking, he's not breathing, he's surviving on oxygen currently now. We don't know what actually break him down, but we cannot satisfy the truth of this story. But of course, that is still trending. Nobody knows what is going to happen.
Okay, but we saw Nnamdi Kanu's brother, fight for that motion previous just before today, and his case was turned down. They said he's not a lawyer and he cannot represent his brother, which is Nnamdi Kanu. But do you think there's a plan, to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu constitutionally? Like they don't want him to, practice or they don't want him to take to his own rights now by appealing as regards the judgment that Omotosho passed. Do you think that there's a constitutional they are trying to, they don't want Nnamdi Kanu because he might win?
Bola Ahmed Tinubu should open up that space. He's the one that's in charge. He's the one that looks as if he tells Omotosho what to do. If he just forget all these pranks he's playing, trying to frustrate what? Is it the first time that people are going to appeal and within few days, they file in the application and the appeal court and the appeal process will commence? But all these, roadblocks they are mounting here and there against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, it's just deliberate, just to make sure that they muzzle down and whistle and break the spirit of courage and focus on what Mazin Nnamdi Kanu did. But you see, let it feel that the government, government feel they are very stubborn after their federal government, they can do anything and all. The world is watching, the whole world is watching. And tomorrow they will not say, they are not aware or this is what happened. The world is documenting these things that are happening everywhere. Thank God for the conference of world judges that have come out to condemn that judgment. The judgment did not enter. It did not fly. A lot of condemnation everywhere. Nobody has come out. Even the retired judges in Nigeria, according to Maxwell, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, has actually come out, to condemn this. We don't know the motive why Omotosho actually choose that particular direction, and we don't know the motive of the federal government why they actually choose that particular direction. But if you look at some body languages of some, north people from the north and people from the east, politically, politicians like Ojuso Kalo and the rest of them, you can see that their judgment and their words, it shows that there might be something behind. There might be something behind this thing we are seeing today against Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. But unfortunately, it's our prayer that justice will not be delayed. Justice will be seen to be done. And if justice is not seen to be done, like the one man was advising, they should not take the silence we are seeing in the entire eastern part of the country as cowardice. As people now, they should not see it. They know why there is this silence. But the fact remains, Nnamdi Kanu is the most popular person in the entire southeast, south Nigeria. No politician is more popular than him currently now. Nnamdi Kanu commands over 85 million people around the world. Without a gun, without just word. And I don't know how words has become violent in Nigerian constitution. He has not gone, he has nothing. But anything can happen. They will just look for a way to just carry on. But they forgot that the continuous unjustified attack and injustice in Nigeria is what is actually bringing the nation down. It might look as if you have satisfied the Northerners who does not want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to stand his ground or what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is advocating for. It might have satisfied the Nigerian politicians. It must have also satisfied the interests of whoever that's against this unfortunate unity. But I can tell you, time and prosperity have a way of paying back.
Okay, but do you think on the 27th of January, do you think that Nnamdi Kanu will finally be transferred? Because just like you said, do you think that Tinubu now should order Omotosho so that Nnamdi Kanu can be transferred to his preferred location so that he can easily fight for his appeal peacefully and safely?
Okay, let me tell you very clearly, whatever the Southeast politicians are doing, whoever that's involved in this thing, whoever that is involved in this manipulation, it will get to a time that it will get the world attention seriously, and another story will enter. When they were killing Nigerians in this country, killing Christians in this country, burning houses, doing all manner of things continuously, nobody believed that one day the American government will ask questions. One day, the Nigerian government, the judiciary, will answer questions on what transpired, because the law that was used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it's no longer in existence. So the Southeast politicians who are lying, they are the one championing political solution, doing all manner of things to make sure that they're able to trap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to a corner. But God that sent him, the Chukwu Abiyama that sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will not put him to shame.